Hello and welcome to our Seraphim Space Accelerator and Generation Space Mission 12 Investor Showcase event. I'm Sam Bird, Accelerator Manager here at Seraphim Space.
I'm Rob Desborough, General Partner at Seraphim Space and CEO of Seraphim Space Accelerator.
We're coming to you from our central London head office, concluding yet another incredible journey with our most recent cohort of startups. Over the past 13 weeks, each startup has worked tirelessly to refine their business models, perfect their pitches, and attract potential investors to join them on their extraordinary journeys.
Today we bring you the 5-minute investor pitches of these remarkable startups, each of whom has received world-leading guidance and mentorship. With $350 million AUM and a portfolio of over 100 of the world's most recognizable space tech companies, Seraphim stands out by delivering unparalleled value, offering top-tier insights and expertise that service as a catalyst for the entire space ecosystem.
Throughout the years, our accelerator has demonstrated critical industry support for our cohort teams, leading alumni to have raised an incredible $320 million in investment across more than 110 investors from around the world. Whilst we are very proud of these figures, we see these as only just the beginning.
Absolutely, Sam. The retail space tech market is rapidly expanding and investors worldwide are taking notice. In fact, the global space sector is now valued at $469 billion, with 77% accounted for by the commercial market, and we expect the space market to grow and become a $1 trillion industry by potentially the end of the decade. But that's not all. Over the last quarter alone, we saw a big focus on investment into startups, making up 79% of all transactions in early-stage companies. Investment in the space sector is increasingly global, with investment in Asia doubling within this time frame, making it the fastest growing region in relation to backing space startups.
That's right, Rob. Over the last 6 months, Seraphim is delighted to announce that with the launch of our new hub in Singapore, we've been able to increase our presence in the region, bringing access and insight to the best-in-class startups around the world. By live streaming this event, we have the opportunity to connect with a global audience, bringing together space enthusiasts, industry experts, and investors from all corners of the world. The startups that you see today have been carefully selected and nurtured through Seraphim's investor-led accelerator programs, with teams receiving invaluable guidance and mentorship from industry experts and seasoned financiers. Their journeys have been filled with determination, resilience, and an unwavering belief in the power of their ideas.
To tell you more about our selection process and how startups can get involved in Mission 13, over to Alex, Junior Program Manager here at Seraphim.
Thank you, Rob. In this latest iteration of Accelerator, our global footprint has seen a remarkable expansion. We have fostered robust collaboration with partners in every region, exemplified by the success of events like our Insights Days, held in collaboration with HSBC Innovation Banking right here in London. Our commitment to working alongside partners resonates deeply as we continue to support startups in integrating into a thriving ecosystem, one that includes entities such as ESA, NSIF, and the UK Space Agency. Now embarking on our 12th mission, we have amassed a wealth of knowledge in the sector, seamlessly imparted to our startups. Today, we proudly introduce 10 remarkable companies, each representing the pinnacle of early-stage space technology startups from around the globe. Their inclusion marks the culmination of our Mission 12 program, enriching our unique alumni network. Furthermore, we're excited to announce the launch of applications for our M13 program, scheduled to commence in March 2024. The application process is now open, and you can find the necessary links on this platform. Building on the success of our current program, where we provided an impressive 95 hours of support per company, equivalent to a full day per week. We are committed to replicating this achievement in the future. Over to you, Sam.
Thank you, Alex. As you can see, Seraphim prides itself on the quality of support we provide to our teams. Now, let's get ready to witness the culmination of the weeks of hard work and strategic support. Having just completed our accelerator, we're proud to be bringing you 10 of the best early-stage businesses from across the globe.
We're excited for you to engage with our teams after the showcase. Feel free to reach out to any of the teams you meet today. You can also contact us and we'll happily connect you with the right team members. Kicking us off, we have SkyFi, telling us more about how they will democratize access to Earth observation data with near real-time visual insights. Over to you, Luke.
Welcome to SkyFi, the geospatial hub for the world. I'm Luke Fisher, the CEO and co-founder, and a former Army Special Operations Officer. My experience also spans across roles at Uber and in venture capital. SkyFi is an Earth observation marketplace. We partner with satellite, aerial imagery, and analytic companies to create an intuitive platform for enterprise and government users and average users across the globe. Our web and mobile application simplifies access to these groundbreaking technologies. Now, the annual market for Earth observation data, imagery, and analytics stands at $8 billion. Yet, most enterprise users, industries, and individuals find it inaccessible. By democratizing this technology, by making it easier to get, we will significantly expand the market. The current challenge, obtaining Earth observation imagery and analytics, is cumbersome and outdated. Customers navigate through confusing pricing, restrictive licenses, and often irrelevant processes tailored for government needs. These inefficiencies lead to lost time and resources, and often self-selecting out from using groundbreaking imagery and analytics. At SkyFi, we've transformed this process. Our web and mobile application provides a mix of paid and free data, along with powerful analytics. We've gained traction purely through word of mouth and a targeted social media strategy. This year, we're projecting $750,000 in revenue and government contracts, with substantial adoption globally. Within 2 weeks of launching our product in January of 2022, we had users in 182 countries, and within just 6 months post-launch, we attracted leading global enterprises. Notable clients include Rio Tinto, the largest mining company in the world, Cargill, the largest mover of agriculture and produce in the world, and Vitol, a global commodities trader, alongside significant engagement with the US government, most notably the United States Space Force. Our diverse range of imagery and analytic tools are delivering invaluable business insights. We've also attracted a large consumer base and continue to average at least 1,000 new accounts every week at SkyFi. In an area dominated by legacy satellite giants, their focus remains narrow, predominantly catering to government contracts that are both tedious and costly, and often taking months to finalize, with entry costs soaring into the hundreds of thousands. This business process has virtually locked out enterprise users and small businesses from acquiring this amazing technology that is flying overhead. Emerging platforms trying to emulate our approach are still bound by outdated sales models and typically are built by geospatial people for geospatial people. SkyFi stands out as the most accessible and user-friendly platform in the market. The future of Earth observation is vast, very likely exceeding $20 billion by an order of magnitude by 2030. Market estimates are not fully taking innovations like Starship, lower latency, and more innovation being launched into space than ever before. With advancements in space technology and reduced launch costs, the market will expand even further. SkyFi is strategically positioned for rapid growth, prioritizing customer needs and innovation. Our team, including myself, our CTO, Crossan, our head of global strategy, Kate, and our vice president of ops, Mike, have deep national security backgrounds. However, our unique perspectives stem from diverse experiences outside the geospatial realm, in areas like Uber, AI companies, fintech companies, and military operations. This diversity fuels our problem-solving capabilities and positions us as the market leader. Looking ahead to finish out 2023, we aim for $750,000 in revenue and contracts, 7,500 monthly active users, and key partnerships with industry leaders. Next year, we'll focus on expanding our government contracts and global outreach. We're currently topping off our seed round with an additional $5 million, with $2 million already committed. Our goal is to connect with Asian and European enterprise users utilizing Earth observation data. Come join us at SkyFi, and thank you for your time. I'm Luke Fisher.
Wonderful. Thank you, Luke. Next up, we have Applied Atomics. To tell us more about their revolutionary hydro propulsion engine, take it away, Ashley.
Hi, my name's Ashley Johnson. I'm the founder and CEO of Applied Atomics. We are democratizing the industrialization of space. Now, currently, space is at an inflection point. Think of revolutions in telecoms, commercial space stations, lunar asteroid resource economies, in-space manufacturing. But why haven't we achieved this yet? Well, it comes down to just two things: cost to move things in orbit and cadence, how frequently we can do it. Both of these depend on fuel, which is why the higher up we go in space, the astronomically more expensive and less frequent we can get things up there. At Applied Atomics, we are building the technology to democratize this. We've invented the world's first nuclear hybrid propulsion system. It uses water as a fuel, enabling our spacecraft to radically reduce the cost of in-space activity from transport to higher orbits to assembly in space by over several orders of magnitude. I've assembled a team of the world leading specialists in this technology, and we've already demonstrated it in a lab environment. Now let me tell you a bit more about the problem. Just as you wouldn't throw away and build a new car every time you run out of fuel, because that would be too expensive and it would make going anywhere and doing anything almost impossible. Well, that's exactly what we do to satellites and spacecraft today. This approach has made in-space activity astronomical and operationally infeasible for customers trying to industrialize higher orbits. Now, currently, the only alternative to this throwaway practice is reusable rockets. These have dramatically reduced the cost of getting things up into space, but without the ability to refuel in orbit, they have to travel back down to Earth just for fuel, keeping the cost and frequency to reach high orbits impractical. And even if they could be refueled in space, they use traditional rocket fuels that are simply too explosive, too expensive, and complicated to refuel at the magnitude needed to enable an orbit economy. So, what's the alternative? We've invented the technology to make in-space reusability a reality. A propulsion system which uses one of the most ubiquitous resources, water, as a fuel, unlocks in-space reusability and performance that will radically change the way we access space forever. Think of our system like a hybrid car engine, both electric and chemical. For the first time, it combines the rapid benefits of the most powerful chemical rockets with groundbreaking efficiencies of electric systems. This allows our service spacecraft to refuel cheaply, safely, and simply with water on orbit, bringing the same radical cost reductions to high orbit space. Our solution allows us to take the $145 million per 5-ton cost to GEO and reduce it below $10 million. Now, it's well known the industrialization of higher orbits will enable a $1 trillion space economy, realizing a lunar asteroid economy for tremendous wealth, in-space manufacturing, renewable energy generation, and huge space-based networks that will change telecoms, internet, and data forever. We're addressing that multi-billion-dollar opportunity to enable its industrialization, taking the same business model that works so well for reusable rockets, changing the way governments access space, and applying this to logistics services across high orbits. Our first revenues will be from orbital transfers with a long-term progression to monthly recurring revenue for hosting and risk mitigation. Now, there are some advanced players in our industry, however, none of them have our solution. We are the only solution capable of continuously operating in high orbits and pricing ourselves below the physical and profitable limits of traditional systems, thanks to our propulsion. That's why we were named as the pioneers shaking up the space industry. Our team consists of the world leading experts in this technology, responsible for the pioneering the latest and most advanced feats in water propulsion. We have over 75 years of collective experience innovating space, over 150 papers published, 5 propulsion systems already in or set to be launched in space, and have worked on projects with the most prestigious of organizations, NASA, DARPA, UK Space Agency, ESA, to name but a few. Now, in just 5 months, we built and tested our groundbreaking MVP, achieving several world's firsts, garnering support from some of the most prestigious organizations in the world. But why all this momentum? It's because the upcoming $1 trillion space industry, along with the 100,000 satellites projected in orbit by 2030, depend on cost reductions to higher orbits and logistics in space that only our solution can provide. We're raising our first round of funding, $3 million already with soft commits. We'll use the funds to expand our MVP to our space flight model, deploy our IP strategy, and work with space agencies to pursue non-dilutive funding. We're enabling the industrialization of space at the time it's needed the most, with a world-class team, groundbreaking MVP, bringing online the much needed capacity, cost, and sustainability the new space economy depends on. Thank you for your attention, and please email for any questions.
Wonderful, thanks Ashley. Next up we have Marek, CEO at 4Point, who are disrupting and reinventing the mining industry with cutting-edge space technology. To tell you more about their product and their solution, over to Marek.
Hello, I'm Marek Wilgucki, CEO of 4Point. Today I'm excited to present a groundbreaking opportunity in a market exceeding $100 billion. At 4Point, we go beyond addressing the critical shortage of rare earth metals. We are at the forefront of revolutionizing mineral prospecting and mining monitoring for a sustainable future. Our strategic partnerships with industry leaders like Mercedes and FPX Nickel are already reshaping the mining landscape. The urgency is clear. In just 6 years, the demand for copper, lithium, and cobalt is expected to triple, and by 2040 increase 40-fold. The challenge we face is imminence, increasing demand and lagging supply. Why does this matter? Minerals are the lifeblood of technological advancements, essential for everything from electronics to driving the green transition. Each year, 12,000 exploration projects strive to discover only 12 to 20 significant deposits at an extraordinary cost of $100 billion. With over 500,000 mines globally, the environmental impact is significant. The need for efficient and sustainable reevaluation of existing sites and exploration of new ones is critical. The challenges are mounting. Minerals are becoming harder to locate, often buried deeper and in increasingly inaccessible areas. 4Point offers a groundbreaking solution, merging big data, AI, satellite imagery, and multi-modal analysis. Our system is able to cut mining establishment process from 20 years to 5, analyzing anecdotal data from previous exploration and national surveys, adding satellite data to the mix. This innovative approach is transforming how junior mining companies conduct both exploration and monitoring, leading to more precise and cost-effective operations. Our commercial POC show striking results, accuracy of 96% for copper and 92% for nickel. Our proof of concept has already shown promising results, reducing exploration risk by 20%, cutting the timeline for establishing new mines in half, and slashing monitoring costs by 50%. Our platform exemplifies clarity, automation, and scalability. Since August, we've secured 2 significant commercial contracts with a growing interest from numerous junior mining companies eager to utilize our cutting-edge monitoring solutions. We've launched a servicing model combined with a software-as-a-service solution targeting geologists, projecting to reach €10 million in revenues in the next 2 years. Our future strategy includes transitioning to a royalties model and eventually developing our own properties to significantly boost revenues. By 2028, our goal is to generate €880 million in revenue, supporting 900 exploration projects and managing 250 mining sites with our unparalleled mining monitoring expertise. Our competitive advantage lies in our unmatched insights, exceptional user experience, and a comprehensive toolkit tailored for mining monitoring and exploration. Our world-class team, boasting experiences from Volvo to Mercedes and expertise from finance to satellite data, is setting new standards in the industry. As we approach the completion of our seed round, seeking a €500,000 boost, we invite you to join our ambitious €2 million funding round alongside our esteemed lead investors, Cassini Business Accelerator and the Seraphim Space Accelerator. Join us at 4Point, where innovation converges with mining and where sustainability aligns with profitability. Be a part of the mining revolution. Thank you.
Thank you, Marek. Next up, with Aquascope with its CEO, Andrew. Andrew is a gold-winning Olympian on his mission to disrupt the water supply chain industry. To tell us more, over to you, Andrew.
Hi, I'm Andy, CEO at Aquascope. Aquascope is a disruptive B2B SaaS platform that produces risk intelligence on a problem for business assets worth trillions of dollars at the interface between natural water, our rivers, and business operation and supply chain. My background is immersed in water, from my degrees as an Olympic rower and my work experience. My life has orbited our most precious resource, and you'll not find a more dedicated team than my team at Aquascope. The problem is that this most precious resource is failing, and this is a massive trillion-dollar risk for business assets. And it's failing because of climate change, resource overuse, and pollution. The threat is that if we don't solve this problem, it will impact our everyday purchases directly. Everything we buy has a water footprint. Because of this, companies are now allocating billions to address this risk. Food and beverage are investing billions into regenerative agriculture. Water companies are investing billions in treating and resource data services. But they're all desperate for high quality, time efficient, cost effective data so they can make the right decisions to have the biggest impact. They need metrics that are measurable, comparable, and scalable. And this is what we've cracked. We digitize and verify river basins by stitching together three core elements: an advanced river basin model, which is supported by AI, Earth observation data to make this model live, rain and temperature, and finally, sensors, sampling, and further Earth observation data to verify the system. This is a unique and proprietary system. It breaks the consultancy model wide open and vastly expands access to this data. From our live data set, we can then extract critical decision-making insights through our tools that help companies quantify their risk to operations, revealing operational and regulation risk. Investment planning from agriculture, supply chains to factories, and to community support, those on the receiving end of river pollution. This will disrupt the consultancy model and open up the data to a huge new market who are excluded. The Aquascope team are all aimed at one thing, but are from many different backgrounds. We're all subject matter experts, and we are highly, highly motivated. We have some competition, but where we've pulled together all three elements, the model, satellites, and sensors, others have only managed two. This means our data is better, our insights are more relevant, and our unit cost is lower. To date, we've been funded by a European Space Agency grant of £700,000 to build our MVP. Now we're raising $500,000, which will match fund with a follow-on grant from ESA, and with this, we'll be able to scale the product and sell into the EU. We're targeting the companies who are most exposed to water risk, food and beverage, with a focus on their sustainability investments, regenerative agriculture. To fully access this market, we need to sell to them and their consultancies. But from here, we can access multiple verticals, all driven by a huge tailwind, regulation and disclosure. How will we penetrate this market? Well, it's the classic consultancy SaaS model. We'll provide better data in actionable bite-sized chunks at a more cost-effective price, allowing to scale. Our vision is to make sure water quality isn't restricted to water scientists. Our transformational approach will see this data available to boardroom, through to river user, and everyone in between. Funding from the right investor who believes in our mission will enable us to scale and transform how we see water. This will drive how we treat water, and this is how we will solve the billion-dollar pain that surrounds water.
Great job, Andrew. Now, before we continue with more pitches, here is RBY Ecosystem Lead to tell you more about our plans to catalyse the space industry. RBY, take us away.
Thank you, Rob. I'm RBY Makanga, Ecosystem Lead at Seraphim Space Accelerator. I come from a background of commercializing deep tech innovation globally and investing in early stage technology. I've also been a founder of a non-profit startup. In this role, my mission is to foster connections within the global venture capital community, working alongside our incredible startups to propel their scaling efforts. In this iteration of the program, we have fostered over 200 connections with relevant partners across the globe, and over 400 connections with investors across Europe, APAC, and North America. For us, this work continues post-program and leads me onto some exciting updates on the future direction of our work. As you've been able to see from the pitches and the information my colleagues have shared so far, our commitment is not only to find and support some of the best space tech innovators at the very earliest stages, it's to set a foundation on which we can advance the sector as a whole. We are at an inflection point with the Accelerator, and as more people begin to understand the potential of space technology to advance solutions to some of the biggest challenges we face today, we're expanding our work to enable more collaboration, more investment, and more support for space tech startups. We will be launching a dedicated investment platform early next year to catalyze more investment into space tech startups globally. Alongside this, we'll be building community and events to share best practice, bring more players to the table, and shape the future of the industry. I'd like to bring along the widest set of investors and partners as possible, and I'm really hoping you'll join us on that journey.
Fantastic, thank you, RBY. Now, with no further ado, our next presenter is Dan, CEO of Freefall. To let us know more about their revolutionary antenna designs, take it away, Dan.
Thank you for your time today. I'm Dan Gerasi, CEO of Freefall Aerospace, a company founded at the University of Arizona by a 28-year NASA veteran and a world-renowned professor of radio astronomy. Freefall develops disruptive antenna technology. Now, you're familiar with the immediate opportunity we have in front of us today, the digital divide, 40% of the world's population with no internet access. This image speaks volumes. Yellow is connectivity. The rest is our opportunity. 3 billion people cut off from the information and resources the rest of us take for granted. But why has connecting them been such a problem? It isn't about satellites, it's about antennas. They're too costly to deploy and the numbers and regions required. There's no cost-effective way for communications companies to solve this, in spite of it being a multi-billion-dollar market. Well, we've created the solution, an antenna so ideal for this market that SES, the world's largest satellite communications company, has given us a $10 million letter of intent for just the first 1,000 antennas, a fraction of what will be needed. Let's look more closely at the heart of the problem. Legacy antennas were designed for the developed world. Cost was no object, and while millions of antennas must be built, bought, and deployed, it can't be done profitably, nor can services be delivered at affordable prices. And if they could deploy antennas in the divide, maintenance is a nightmare, and power is at a premium, and legacy antennas use a lot of power. These same issues affect all antenna markets, both ground and space, not just the digital divide. So what the problem requires is a new class of antenna. And that's exactly what we've created. This one for the digital divide, the data sale. And it's the reason SES has given us a $10 million letter of intent. Simple math. One of our antennas does the work of 2 of the antennas SES currently uses. A matter of $10,000 cost to them versus $80,000. We've worked on this with SES for 1.5 years. They funded some early development, and we funded the rest. Our patents focus on a spherical shape, a geometry not seen today. It's the science behind that geometry, plus our technologies, that deliver the advantage. SES tells us the divide will require thousands of antennas, but SES isn't the only player at the table. Our technology has attracted the interest of a wide variety of players for other ground and space applications. Deployable space antennas, ground terminals, and gateways, all using our core technology. And in every case, the same power and cost savings. So while these other opportunities are in motion, data sale for SES will be our opening salvo. Data sale deployment is expected to begin in India. The divide requires mounting on towers, maintenance of less than once per year, and minimal power. The data sale was designed for this. So you might be asking, how do we stack up against the alternatives, namely the popular flat panel antennas and parabolic dishes? In this case, the data sale is the only antenna designed for the digital divide. The others are not. For the 4 greatest pain points, we beat them hands down. Lowest power, most deployment options, lowest maintenance, and lowest cost. Add our new solar-powered option, and the competitive gap widens. And it's a gap that has always existed. It's a sweet spot where complexity and cost are lowest. Solving a problem that required a solution that could only be found in this gap. Now, this chart may look busy, but the takeaway should be this is our relative position. From here, we can compete for substantial ground and space market share. And where the divide is concerned, other antennas can't pretend to compete. The data sale will dominate the digital divide. The antenna market itself is not new. It's a massive old market, but it's ripe for disruption, as NASA noted in an October article about our technology. The most relevant SAM, the ground segment, is projected to be $32 billion in 2028. At the same time, we project revenues of $186 million. The digital divide alone could be worth hundreds of millions to Freefall. As for the team you're investing in, we have the proven business operating experience, relationships, and engineering prowess that this business requires. From developing and patenting sophisticated communications technology to managing multi-billion-dollar P&Ls and successful exits. We're seeking $1.5 million now for the additional engineering, hardware, and runway to complete 3 data sales for final testing with SES, and to ramp up work for other customers in Q1. Our initial investor, the University of Arizona Venture Fund, is willing to lead or match with at least $500K of the $1.5 million. A larger round will follow. We're about to help solve a problem of truly global proportions while disrupting a massive market. We hope you'll join us. Thanks for your consideration. I look forward to speaking with you.
Next up, to tell you more about his solution to the climate change industry, we have Transittree. Take it away, Navarone.
Hello, this is Navarone, co-founder and CEO of Transitry. Transitry is a sustainability risk management platform focused on stakeholders who are interested in driving their sustainability initiatives. We are blockchain-powered and AI-driven. Transitry is EcoVadis for sustainability initiatives. Transitry capitalizes on detailed risk rating of sustainability projects, enabling a deeper understanding for the supply end of sustainability. We are really focused on first-party data, as well as we are very focused on scenario analysis using our predictive AI. Now, let's take a look at the core problems. There are really 3 major things to focus on. Number 1, policy. There is massive lack of in-depth understanding of the sustainability projects, and this is creating an $8.1 trillion gap in their financing. Number 2, we are looking at operations. There is lack of credibility in the way data is managed, and it takes close to 3 years in the beginning to realize carbon credits from these projects. Number 3, we are looking at price. There is no reliable way today to discover the right carbon credit price, and massive fluctuations have been quite common in the market. This is where we introduced Transitry Risk Management Platform. We enable stakeholders in the sustainability supply chain to identify, assess, and mitigate risks and price imbalances associated with sustainability projects and carbon credits. Our digital MRV and risk suite monitors, reports, and verifies your entire sustainability project, enabling us to provide you with risk analysis based on multiple data sources, including first-party data from sources on the ground, as well as satellite data, while getting you to your desired outcomes of climate impact and reliable carbon credits. The core differentiator for us really is the fact that we can bring to you predictive models around understanding carbon price imbalance risk while we manage your project data reliably on our blockchain platform. We majorly differentiate from players in the carbon risk management market. The fact that we do greenhouse gas emissions scenario prediction using our AI. We leverage first-party data, and we capitalize on a price imbalance prediction model for the carbon credits really differentiates us. The global voluntary carbon offset and sustainable financing markets are set to be $500 billion worth by 2030. We are looking at a massive opportunity, and we are capitalizing on that. With just 6 projects that we have initiated in 1 year, we see ourselves getting to $66 million of ARR in 5 years' time. These projects are in 4 countries, and we've already traded biogas carbon credits worth $150,000. The early traction has been accelerated with our pre-seed funding of $600,000, which came through from reputable VCs in India and Southeast Asia. In terms of the business model, we are doing a stacked SaaS pricing as we move from data assurance to risk insights to carbon credit trade and audit. We are now seeking $3 million to drive the vision of being the largest sustainability project risk management platform in the entire world. The vision is driven by a core team that specializes and is very strong in greenhouse gas monitoring, reporting, and verification, financial engineering, product development, and corporate innovation. If you strongly align with our massive vision, we would love to have a chat with you and build a future together. Thank you so much.
Brilliant, thank you, Navran. Now, to let you know more about our plan stateside, here is Ellie, US Accelerator Manager at Generation Space.
Thanks, Sam. I'm excited to share that Generation Space's presence in the US is thriving and expanding. Our latest mission led us to Los Angeles, a sunny change from our headquarters in San Francisco. LA boasts one of the most vibrant space tech ecosystems globally, and growing our presence on the ground has been a real blast. It's been amazing to build new relationships in the area and to host exceptional events in the city of LA. These collaborations are instrumental in supporting our startups and in fostering innovation and growth within the space industry as a whole. I'm also thrilled to announce a significant development in our mission. Leidos has joined as a key partner. As a global leader in IT, engineering, and cloud services, Leidos brings unparalleled expertise to the table. Their involvement in this mission has granted them unique behind-the-scenes access to the startups propelling us into the future. It's an exciting time for Generation Space, and we're grateful to have such esteemed partners on board. Back to you, Rob.
Thank you, Ellie. Next up, we have Optimal Cities CEO Cesar, telling us more about how space data can help optimize city planning.
Hi, I'm Cesar Ruyan, CEO and co-founder of Optimal Cities, the world's urban planning companion. Urbanization is the biggest megatrend. For the first time in history, the majority of people live in cities. By 2050, that's going to be 70% of the world's population. And cities are important, especially as 60% of our health is determined by the built environment we live in. Misguided city planning has multi-trillion consequences. It starts with the use of unfit data and tools that result in outdated plans, unhealthy developments, and socioeconomic costs. Just from air pollution, there are over $8 trillion in global costs. And in the USA, urban sprawl is costing over $1 trillion yearly. Urban planning is broken. It's archaic and mentally exhausting, relying mainly on static information and guesswork. The result? Plans that are outdated once published, hard to implement, and not responding to our ever-changing world. Up to 80% of time is spent on finding data and modeling it. And that's the time we free up. With Optimal Cities, planning becomes fast and focused. our users select the location and then choose from an ever-expanding catalog of pre-calibrated tools and indicators. Think of them as selectable recipes that support the decision-making flow. With our solution, they can finally analyze, plan, and manage cities, relying on fresh intelligence from satellites, trusted sources, and proprietary GeoAI modeled by experts in city planning. Urbanization is unstoppable. Environmental and planning compliance are expanding globally. Urban planners and real estate developers are expected to deliver the impossible, using existing tools to deliver more housing, fix the environment, and enable job creation. Planning healthy cities is also complex and dynamic, and satellites and AI are filling the data and skill gap. We currently have two customer segments, B2G and B2B. As we expand and include government bodies and local authorities on our customer base, we extend the reach for planning and real estate development firms that operate in their geographies, as well as the other way around. We have delivered projects in over 20 authorities, ranging from healthy city development to climate resilience and transport decarbonization. As a result, we have opportunities to secure 1.7 million per project in non-dilutive match funding from the European Space Agency. In terms of competition, on the left side of the quadrant, we have the status quo, the planning and design consultancies delivering static plans today. On the lower right side, we have single-use companies that can scale, but require users to manage multiple accounts. And on the upper right side, in the upper right quadrant, we have optimal cities, with a SaaS solution scalable across decisions and geographies, offering a friendly interface with multiple uses dedicated for planning. The opportunity is huge, with a serviceable available market of over £21 billion, made up by planners, government bodies, local authorities, real estate developers, and portfolio managers in our target geographies. Given the disruptive nature of our deep tech, we are confident we can capture $426 million by 2033. We have a basic software as a service model with a subscription priced under the public procurement threshold, as well as an enterprise model where, much like SAP, we form consortiums with consultancies to deliver major projects. Optimal Cities is driven by multidisciplinary pioneers in digital planning, smart cities, space industry, and healthcare, with over 600 projects delivered globally. Our founders authored some of the first digital plans and AI planning in UK history. 2023 has been focused on product market fit. Next year, we are moving the engine to the cloud, enabling self-service SaaS beyond the UK, and opening an office in Singapore in order to serve existing leads. In 2025, we will open our US office and build our first B2B2C interface, where we'll be using the same engine that supports decision-making for planners and enable corporate wellness departments and insurance customers to improve the health of their consumers. In 2026, enabled by centimeter precision global navigation, we will launch a B2C interface in select cities focused on personalized healthcare. We are raising £1.5 million to scale our business and deploy our tech to the cloud, as well as expand our IP and team. So join our mission to make thriving places globally and save trillions in costs by leveraging our unique deep tech, digital planning expertise, partnerships, and co-funding opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you, Cesar. Having developed revolutionary space-to-ground communication with Astrogate. Over to you, Nitish.
Hello, I'm Nitish, founder and CEO of Astrogate Labs. At Astrogate Labs, we are building the next generation of high-speed laser communication solution for solving the small satellite data downlink bottleneck. With the ever-increasing private participation in space and use of small satellite constellation, the existing radio frequency solutions are due for an upgrade. There are severe bottlenecks for satellite constellation operators, as the current radio frequency solution only meets nearly 30% of the data demand. Combine this with the projected 10x growth in the number of small sats by 2030 from last year, radio frequency spectrum is already at saturation. These systems also have to deal with regulatory hurdles and cost overheads to secure spectrum over these license bands. Astrogate Labs is solving this by providing an end-to-end laser comm solution capable of delivering over 10x data return for satellite constellation operators. Our solution comprises of the satellite laser comm terminal, which is specifically built to work within the constraints of small satellite platforms, and our compact optical ground station, which is provided as a service solution. The satellite terminal is a fully integrated solution with our proprietary pointing and tracking system. And the compact optical ground station can be readily installed at any site across the globe. With just a network of 3 optical ground stations, we can provide over 125 gigabyte capacity per satellite per day at just half the cost of the existing radio frequency solution. Our systems have already achieved a high level of maturity with our proprietary lasercom technology and the core hardware already built and validated with defense users. Our satellite terminal is currently at a technology readiness level of 7 as we are progressing towards our optical ground station build. We also have achieved significant commercial traction where our solutions are already validated on defense use cases. In just 7 months, we were able to go from paid pilots to a defense-focused lasercom hardware and are currently looking at an overall pipeline of $5 million. As we complete our optical ground station development, we are working towards our space heritage mission in 2024. Commercial missions will soon follow in 2025 as we set up an end-to-end solution. We have an exceptional team of 12 people. The core team have a combined experience of over 30 years in the aerospace space technology sector. The team has also contributed in the development of lunar landers and rovers for the Google Lunar X Prize mission. Lasercom is a niche area with only about a dozen companies working globally on piecewise solution. The market is fragmented. Astrogate Labs is uniquely positioned to provide an end-to-end solution with satellite hardware and ground stations as a service. The satellite hardware is one of the smallest in the industry and is offered roughly at 1/3 to half the cost of other solutions. Earth observation sector is about to generate over 2 exabytes of data by 2032. Our current systems are aimed at this market by providing an end-to-end solution where we see an opportunity to build a scalable business with over 150 million ARR. Further opportunity in additional market exists for providing satellite-to-satellite comm or very specialized systems for deep space communication. Laser communication is the only scalable solution that could be adopted in these markets. In summary, we are the only company delivering an end-to-end lasercom solution with a satellite hardware and optical ground station provided as a service. The hardware is already validated with most difficult clients and have a significant commercial traction with over 5 million in pipeline. We are currently seeking an investment of $2.5 million. The investment will help us progress our OGS build, scale our team, grow the existing pipeline, and achieve flight heritage by next year as we see commercial missions coming up soon after. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, Nitish. Pharma is a fast-emerging area within the space tech sector. And next up, we have BioOrbit to tell us about the benefits of space for pharma development. Over to you, Katie.
Hello, my name is Katie King. I'm CEO and co-founder of BioOrbit. We are building a pharmaceuticals factory in microgravity to revolutionize cancer treatment and disrupt the $200 billion antibody market. I've built a rockstar team. We have our first prototype, a contract with ESA, and are now in conversation with some of the world's largest companies. Statistically speaking, half of us will develop cancer. Currently, anyone suffering with cancer has to come to hospital for half a day every few weeks to receive treatment. And this is a huge burden, both in time and finance, on the healthcare providers and us, the patients. And the problem is only getting worse. But if we reformulate the same drug as a simple injectable shot, treatment can move to the home and we, the patients, can self-inject. Not only does this give a better quality of life, but results in a massive reduction in administration costs. To bring this shift, we need to make crystals of the active ingredient, uniform, reproducible crystals. There's been limited success in forming these crystals on Earth, as antibody drugs are very hard to crystallize. On Earth, there is a lot of movement of molecules, which causes a spread in sizes and a lot of imperfections in the crystals. And this isn't good enough for pharmaceutical use. But by removing gravity from the equation, there's far less motion, and the issues preventing the nice uniform crystals disappear. This results in the necessary crystal uniformity needed for injection. So the obvious answer is to produce these drugs in microgravity, remove gravity. And this might sound like science fiction, but the time is now. And this is because access to space has never been easier and costs of launch have never been lower. With multiple returns vehicles coming online in the next year, the infrastructure is ready. All that's missing is the hardware for large-scale production of these crystals, and that's where we come in. We are building a space-optimized crystallization platform, a miniaturized novel reactor based on patented technology that is platform agnostic and can scale up production without hardware redesign, saving both time and money. And these two features are what enable us the most rapid growth as demand increases, giving us complete flexibility to scale up with demand. Once a prime drug has been identified, we can scale up that production and offer a 70% reduction in cost. We will be positioned as a contract manufacturing organization, a commonly used model terrestrially, but we will be the CDMO in microgravity, working with pharma companies to identify target molecules and then scale up production as required. The CDMO market is currently growing at a CAGR of 10%. Cancer antibody drugs are our primary market, but we are not limited here. The whole antibody market is open to us, projected to be worth close to $500 billion by 2030. We can also work to reformulate cancer blockbuster drugs to extend their patents, which is a huge driver for pharma companies. The market is big enough for multiple players, of which there are a small number already. However, we are different. These players are mainly working on small-scale R&D and experiments and are currently platform-dependent. No one has yet achieved commercial-scale production. We are different as we are focusing on the large-scale manufacturing of crystalline drugs and are collaborating with world experts to develop our technology with a focus on providing the highest quality product for our customers. We are not platform dependent, giving us flexibility to work with the whole ecosystem. And we are the only company focusing on cancer antibody drugs, the best-selling drugs in the world. Our vision is to be the world's largest manufacturing line in space, with a permanent facility on board commercial space stations. Our plan is split into 3 phases, starting with phase 1 for the in-orbit demonstration of our technology on the ISS in 2025, for which we are currently reserving our spot. Since we founded 5 months ago, we have secured 200,000 euros from the European Space Agency and have built our prototype to TRL-3 and are in discussions with Axiom, the exploration company, SpaceForge, and have a letter of support from AstraZeneca regarding future collaborations. My team consists of myself with a PhD in nanomedicine from the University of Cambridge and previous experience developing a biolab for microgravity use. Hannah, our COO, brings 12 years of space industry experience, taking a satellite through from design to launch. And Dr. Leonor Telsch, our medical doctor conducting cancer research. We are supported by our fantastic SciTech team, protein crystallization experts, and pharma advisors with over 45 years of experience. In summary, we are developing a highly disruptive piece of technology and have a multi-billion-dollar opportunity in front of us, and we have an achievable plan for launch in 2025. We are raising £1.2 million for phase 1 to ultimately bring the hospital to home via space. Thank you.
Thank you, Katie. And finally, to round off the cohort, we have Clinton from Kumi Analytics. To tell us more about their disruptive carbon credit solution, over to you, Clinton.
Hello, I'm Clinton Libby, co-founder and managing director of Kumi Analytics. We are on a mission to bring integrity and transparency to the voluntary carbon offset markets. $57 trillion in assets under management have committed to achieve net zero emissions, but face challenges. Antiquated methods of bringing offsets online, the limited accuracy and transparency of projects, and a series of scandals have resulted in companies being hesitant to move forward with their net zero goals. We're solving these problems through the integration of satellite imagery and machine learning. The company will be cash flow positive on a monthly basis by the end of this year, and we have great go-to-market partners. I've been in the satellite imagery industry for over 30 years. I've launched satellites, set up ground stations, and worked with virtually every industry leveraging mapping technology. I've held leadership roles in the mapping divisions at the largest companies in the world, most recently over 8 years at Google, and before that, Microsoft. Going back to the net zero goals, major corporations worldwide have committed that their portfolio companies will achieve net zero. And this is achieved by 1, decreasing emissions, and 2, offsetting their remaining footprint through carbon offsets, often through nature-based solutions. However, there's a problem. The Task Force on Scaling Voluntary Carbon Offsets has stated we must increase voluntary offsets annually by 15 times the current levels, or will not meet the 1.5 degrees Celsius target. There simply aren't enough quality offsets to enable these companies to achieve net zero. Furthermore, the industry has been plagued with scandals suggesting that the impact reported is not what they say it is. The current standards were developed 15 to 20 years ago. They're labor-intensive and require multiple vendors doing field studies. This drives up costs and results in an inefficient and opaque process. They typically measure less than 1% of a project, so accuracy is compromised, and there's a lack of transparency. The market is desperate for a new approach that can scale, provide investors confidence that their investments will have positive environmental impact, and publish the scientific data used to provide full transparency. Kumi Analytics has developed such a methodology and a platform that streamlines the entire life cycle of a carbon project, from origination to issuance and beyond. This enables us to do it at a lower cost, 10 times faster, and what typically takes 3 years or more, we do in 3 months, and is significantly more accurate as we measure every quarter square meter of an entire project and provide full transparency to our customers. On top of all that, our work helps to support companies realize a range of UN Sustainable Development Goals. Now, this is a large market and growing to $50 billion annually by 2030. We're focused on 20% of that, which covers the project planning and development, measuring, reporting, and verification functions. Regarding competition, Kumi is the only company that has an internationally accepted standard based on its technology through a partnership with Oxcarbon, a spin-off from the University of Oxford. And we use only very high-resolution data, resulting in the most accurate product. Most of our competitors leverage the antiquated standards plagued by scandals and are focused on the tail end of the problem while ignoring the primary industry challenge. So why are we the ones to do this? I've told you about me. Our co-founder, Mong Swan, has been in deep tech for 20 years, has a robust patent portfolio and a PhD in the application of neural networks. She's a pioneer in signal processing, which enables us to process imagery algorithmically at the deepest levels rather than only using commercial software, a true competitive advantage. In the early days of cell phones, over 90% of the phones utilize her technology. We currently have sales and will be cash flow positive on a monthly basis by the end of this year. We expect 500% revenue growth over the next year and have great customers like BCG, the Singapore government, Marex, and others. Just this year alone, our work resulted in over 200,000 tons of carbon offsets being issued. We also have a strong pipeline of opportunities and strategic partners for our go-to-market strategy. In fact, Google is doing a case study on our platform, and the Google sales force will be enabled to sell our solution to customers worldwide. Regarding go-to-market, we're focused on nature-based solutions and cover the full life cycle of a project. We've identified the target personas, our pricing is very competitive, and these projects typically have a 10-year and up to 20-year recurring revenue stream, with the average sale ranging from 6 to 7 figures annually. For milestones, I've mentioned our revenue, and we expect continued strong growth. Our technology roadmap expands our addressable market and technological leadership. We will leverage our partnerships to increase our market activities as well as expand our presence into multiple regions around the world. We're raising $3.5 million to deliver on our current pipeline, hit our revenue targets, perform joint marketing campaigns with Google, expand our teams, and develop additional data exploitation methods. And with that, thank you very much for your attention, and please don't hesitate to ask me any questions.
And that concludes all of our showcase today. Before we wrap up, I want to give a big shout out to all the folks who made Mission 12 a success, including our industry partners and investors who have been nothing short of instrumental in this program. Thank you. Once again, a massive well done to everyone pitching today. We're truly excited to see what the future has in store for each and every one of our teams. If you are interested in any of the teams you have seen here today, please do reach out to them directly. Contact information is provided in each of the team's profiles on our platform.
Should you have any questions on anything you've seen and heard today, please do get in contact with a member of the Accelerator team. We have been actively investing into our alumni, and we're really keen to invest and engage alongside you. Thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to welcoming you to the next Seraphim Space Accelerator event. From London, goodbye.